On this week's episode of the CVG Off the Record podcast, we talk about our Christmas gaming memories, what we've got in our pile of shame that we'll be playing through over the break, the leaked Fallout 4 documents, YouTube's new copyright policing and whether Let's Players should be worried, and Snoop Doggy Dogg / Snoop Lion in the Next Gen Rayman.
Season's Eatings.
Hello and welcome to the CVG Off the Record podcast, episode 4, I believe. My name is Tamor Hussain and I am joined by Andy Robinson.
Hello.
Chris Scullion.
Hello.
That's his name, yeah.
And a new voice. We don't have Joe today. We are joined by CVG's Luc Pestille.
Hello.
There's a lot of
Did I say that
uncertainty
right?
in that intro.
Yeah. Did I say that right? Pestille.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's fine.
It's like we just got a homeless man in to just
Yeah.
read out the intro.
Sorry.
I think it's the fourth one. It's
My brain's still
Scullion?
not awake. Not know how to do day to day. Explain who you are, Luke.
I am CVG's resident web designer,
Right.
front end guy, and occasional back end. No, that sounds dirty.
That all sounds sexual to me.
He designs webs.
So you
yeah.
made our website. The way it looks
I made it
is
look pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
On
So-
occasion.
So if there's anything, if you want to complain about having a blue version, this is the guy you want to speak
I'm
to.
the person who will ignore you.
Yeah, this is the guy. So today,
that guy.
that guy,
That
in the
guy.
absence of very much going on in the world otherwise, we've decided to speak about Christmas. That's how you guys talk about. That's what it's called, right?
Yep, that's how it was.
Xmas.
How was Christians.
And our
referred to.
favorite, yeah, you Christians, and our favorite Christmas memories, gaming
Yeah.
Christmas memories. I don't celebrate Christmas, so I don't have any
Weirdo.
Christmas memories.
So that's a third of the conversation gone there.
Yeah, exactly. Go away then.
No, my Christmas is usually spent going through my backlog of games as quickly as I've already started. I started playing, played through Gone Home yesterday, which is really, really good. It's by Steve Gaynor, who was he's at Fulbright Company now, I think. That's what
they're
they're called.
really digging deep with the Christmas memories.
Yeah,
We've got
it's
as far
good,
as
man.
yesterday.
Yesterday. Now these are ongoing.
Remember
Christmas
back in
memories.
yesterday?
Back in yesterday.
Digging on deep on the nostalgia.
All right, Christians, tell me
Wink,
about
wink,
your
dragon.
one, your Christmas memories. Long pause.
I've got loads really. I mean, probably the one that stands out the most is probably the N64. I was actually N64 kid. Not many people know that. The famous YouTube video, it actually is me. I'm rapping the N64. That's probably the one that stands out the most. But
Yeah.
I was a bit of a sport kid, so I've got loads of them. I remember one Christmas getting a Mega CD and a 32X together.
Nice.
And the 32X had a faulty cable or something, and the solution when you're 10 or whatever to a faulty cable is jam the fucker in until it works. Never really did work. So Knuckles Chaotix, which actually is a really good game.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
didn't get as many hours out of as I would have liked to as a child.
Yeah.
Sonic CD I had as well. That's awesome. That was one Christmas. Christ.
Yeah.
I remember I got a Super Nintendo one Christmas.
You have lived a very privileged life.
Yeah, I told you.
I was the
spoiled
same.
child.
I was the same. Pretty much every Christmas was a game related.
Yeah,
memory, but it was
absolutely.
mainly because that was all I did. So mum and dad didn't need to spend money on football boots or anything like that because all I ever did was play games. So it was it seemed spoiled, but it was just spoiled in one very specific area to keep me off the streets, the mean streets of Glasgow.
I remember Dreamcast one Christmas as well. I had
Yeah.
Shenmue and
Mario All Stars was a good Christmas.
I got Mario All Stars on my Super Nintendo as well.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Donkey Kong Country. So I got mine quite late.
Yeah.
I remember one time I asked for a Game Boy Color. I was quite young, so Game Boy Color was fresh for me, and my dad bought me a Game Boy keyring. There you go. Enjoy that. That's what you're getting.
And still to this day, I probably save a lot for Christmas. So, I mean, not too long ago, I think a lot of my family pitched in and said, what do you want? And, I got them to import a PS Vita. So I just had that to play around with on Christmas Day. And I know a lot of people who do that, keep stuff for their Christmas game.
Yeah.
I know a few people who have kept hold of Mario 3D World and they're waiting
Yeah.
until Christmas to play it.
Yeah, I
Mike
know
Jackson, US news editor's doing that as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Was it Mike Jackson who had the Donkey Kong Christmas story where he got similar to Timur's, but he wanted Donkey Kong Land, and his gran or someone got him Donkey Kong, like the other Donkey Kong on Game Boy instead, and initially he was raging, and then he started playing it and realised it was fucking amazing.
I remember I wanted Sonic 1. No, I wanted Sonic 2 and I got Sonic 1. That sucks.
That's amazing. Did you already have it? Sonic 1?
No, this was, I wanted a Mega Drive.
Oh,
Like, I
right, you
think
want to make that with Sonic 2?
my sister and my brother-in-law had one, so I used to go over the house all the time and play it.
Yeah.
And I wanted Sonic 2.
Yeah.
Got
Got
Sonic
Sonic
1.
1. Where's the
Sad
fox?
times.
Very sad times.
I've got very distinct memories of playing Zelda: Link to the Past on SNES at my dad's on Boxing Day. My brother went home the next day or whatever, but I stayed and I had to phone him up the next day and tell him how far I'd progressed and what had happened because we were that far into it.
That's
Progress
awesome.
report.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what, actually, what really sticks in my mind is the Christmas. You're talking about getting that N64 voice, Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah.
Because Diddy Kong Racing, and people with access to Wikipedia might prove me wrong on this. Didn't they announce it at the end of
Yeah,
November and
and
then
this
it
was-
came
this
out
was-
in December?
This was when the internet was still really in its infancy, so it's not like these things leaked ages. But it was, I distinctly remember going to W.H. Smith and Glasgow Central Station, train station, a few weeks before Christmas, and going into the magazine section, and it was N64 magazine, had Diddy Kong Racing on the
I
front
remember
cover
that,
as well,
yeah.
exclusive, and looking at it and thinking, what the what?
Yeah, they
what is
announced
this?
it and
And
released
then
it
saying,
in a month.
and it's out by the way, it's coming out in
And
like
that
a
is a
week or
proper
two.
Christmas game as
That
well.
was
Like some of the
insane.
Christmas levels, isn't it? That sticks with me vividly. Playing the hell out of Diddy Kong Racing that Christmas. Obviously, Mario 64 as well.
Yeah,
That's a really underrated game.
yeah.
It's got I don't think the multiplayer was as strong as Mario Kart.
No,
but the
and it had
single
some
player is excellent.
infuriating boss battles as
Mm.
well.
Oh,
That
man.
racing that
I don't think I
Triceratops.
even got past WizPig.
Oh.
Like you don't get game design like this anymore. I remember specifically I was stuck on the first WizPig race. You have to race him like 3 times. I was stuck on it for about a year until some magazine kind of pointed out that if you take your thumb off of the accelerator, the A button, just as you hit the boosts, you get a slightly faster boost. That's the only way you can beat him if you know super advanced tactics like that. Like just standard hitting all the boosts and good driving. No.
Yeah. You could tell how hard the boss battles were in that, because the first one against the Triceratops, I haven't played that game in like 10 years, 15 years, and I still remember word for word what he says when he beats you, because he beat me so many times. It was great. He goes, "Tough luck, kid. Better luck next time. Come back as soon as you're ready." He said that over
I
and
bet,
over
I
and
bet
over
you wake
again.
up to that every morning.
I know,
No,
my
Triceratops.
alarm is
No.
tough luck, kid.
There are some games that, even though I don't celebrate Christmas, it's weird. It's just I have a hankering to play certain games at this time of the year, and they're not. Some of them are kind of Christmassy, like Metal Gear Solid is usually I play it at the start and beginning of the year, and that starts off in Shadow Moses, which is snowy and stuff. The weird one is Gunstar Heroes. I always want to play Gunstar Heroes at this time of the year for some
really
reason.
weird.
It's so strange.
least Christmassy game.
Yeah, I know, it's like got nothing to do with Christmas at all, but I just really love that game, and it's just kind of like. And I know it inside out, so I can just play it over the course of like 3 or 4 hours, and I'm done. But yeah, that's one of my big Christmas games.
I think I got an Xbox at Christmas as well. Like, just saved all of these for. I mean, they'd all come out in November anyway, weren't they? And I remember importing Xbox Live from the US as well. Like my Christmas list as I grew into my teens were advanced shit. Mum and Dad, can you import and chip this Xbox? Because all you had to do was get the starter pack. It works in any machine. It's just they started selling them in the US like months ahead of the UK. Yeah. So I spent that Christmas playing Mech Assault. What was it called? Mech Assault?
Yeah, Mech Assault. Mech Warrior? Mech Assault?
Well,
I think
Mech Warrior is what it's
Assault,
based
Mech
on,
Assault
right?
Online.
It was Mech Assault, which was the best online game. And there was it was a motorbike game, like a GP game.
Yeah.
And it was just like amazing. Wow. Like obviously I played online games a million times on PC, but everyone having a headset and everyone having a decent connection, it was like amazing. And in those days, in the kind of the emergent days of Xbox Live, you would play and talk to strangers, which of course is ridiculous now.
And it was weird, and at the time, like, had a really interesting feature which they dropped for the 360, was being able to disguise your voice as well.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
weird. You could do
Deep
like a wee
voice.
squeaky voice.
Yeah.
Although nowadays, obviously, Call of Duty is just set so that everyone has the squeaky voice option. It's like that's the one.
Everyone's
setting that you
voice
need.
is set to 12-year-olds.
Exactly.
Don't know why they do that.
No, it's really weird.
Because obviously, they're not selling the game to
it's not
minors.
realistic.
Mm.
It's not realistic.
At times, one of the games that my tradition for the last, it's been since I was in college or no secondary school, which is a long time now. I will take over into the new year playing Counter-Strike every year. I've done that since
Party time.
yeah. I don't care
Jill,
how
like,
sad it is.
On the chat, is it like Happy New Year?
No, it's not. It's just
I-
like grenades.
GG, guys.
I can beat that for sad New Year's
Go on.
story. Like,
Go on.
I don't celebrate
Chat
New Year's.
roulette.
It's just not that bad.
That's amazing. I
That's
might
a
try that
good
this
idea,
year.
though. I don't celebrate New Year's. It's
Yeah.
just Tuesday for me, basically.
So you're biting basically.
Even when it's
But
not Tuesday.
When it was 2000 or 2001, I was watching the fireworks on the TV because I couldn't be bothered to look out the window, and missed the tick over because I went to get a cornetto from the freezer.
I have a similar story where I watched the fireworks in London recently. Last year. And the thing is, like, from my window, if I look outside, I can actually see the fireworks. So meanwhile, I'm looking at the TV behind me. I can actually see the fireworks, but now I can't be asked to turn around. It's just an awkward position.
I was the illest I've ever been one New Year. Like, yeah, and I don't. It's not drink related or anything. I'm not. I was just like, I got a really bad flu, like that
Yeah.
morning on the 31st, and I woke up and my head was spinning. I'd never felt this before. So okay, we'll see what happens here, and it just got worse and worse as the day went on. And they were having a massive New Year's party in the house, and everyone was in the other room playing games and play. Well, it was being GameCube at the time, going mental, and I was in the other room just lying on the couch because I couldn't move. And right at midnight, as you saw the fireworks going off on TV, I ran to the toilet and I was just like, I've never been so sick. And I spent the first year, and then I spent the next 4 days on a mattress in the living room because I couldn't even lift my head. It was so bad. I thought I was
Amazing.
gonna die. It was
Sweet.
Yeah. party
So
time.
basically, Andy, you must have some decent New Year stories of doing stuff
Not video
that
game
isn't
related
depressing.
ones.
Well, that
like
wasn't
our
video
ones.
game related. I
Not
just
not
realised.
video game related ones.
That wasn't really video game related.
Go wild. Tell us non-video game related ones.
Wow. We're digressing slightly from Christmas.
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know. New Year's is just a bit depressing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone
The
cries.
anticipation. I think most people agree. Like, it's too bloody expensive. Like, if you went clubbing in London, you could easily spend like, 300 quid
Mm.
and still have a shit night. The best way to do New Year's is just to have a house party. Well, no, go to someone else's. I
Yeah.
never have a house party on New
No,
Year's
no,
Eve.
no.
Mm.
And yeah, just keep it. It kind of brings the expectation bar down slightly lower.
Yeah.
Or you just go on Counter-Strike.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the
They're all
one.
very celebratory of New Year's.
Well,
on
going back
Counter-Strike.
to
There's a rumor that little fireworks go off in DE dust.
Those rumors are false.
did you ever play Animal Crossing at New Year
No.
and not cheat it?
Wow,
Actually
now
do it?
that's a new level of sad.
There's like a wee.
Yeah, I was just with my neighbours on Animal Crossing.
There's like a countdown appears and you stand there and they give you like little sparklers and that. This would have been the DS one, I think.
How do you know
And
this, Chris?
I did it one year, and there's like a countdown. The countdown goes down, all the fireworks go off, and you've got the sparkler.
I assume they're going to do that again for the new one,
Yeah,
right?
you would imagine. So
Tell
yeah.
me at the very least that you were playing that.
Oh, yeah, I was
the
in
pub.
it. I was in. No, I was
And
in.
he was
the- I
vomiting
in my-
into a toilet while
no, I
he
was
had
still
his
in a
3D
room with
DS,
my
so-
loved ones. I was still among friends and family.
Just
I was
ignoring them
Yeah,
on
just
3DS.
insular.
Yeah.
I guess this year is going to be a lot of people shrugging off their friends and family to go online for stuff like League of Legends and Dota, where they have, and World of Warcraft, where they actually have timed festive events and with exclusive content, given how popular those games are now. So yeah, that should be
Yeah, it's
interesting.
weird.
One of my favorite Christmas memories is I live in between 3 pubs. I've told you guys this story before. I live in between 3 pubs. So around these times, like maximum drunk people. And I witnessed a fight once in which right outside my window, I was looking outside. This guy got into a fight with another guy and he one punch knocked him out. And then what he did was, in the spirit of Christmas, he stuffed him in between the gap between the car and the pavement and just like left him there. So he like tucked him in nicely in between so he didn't like roll around or anything. That guy was there until the next day. I woke up, I looked outside and he was still there. I went downstairs, got a coffee, came back upstairs, looked outside again, and he was just waking up. And he just got up, brushed himself off, and just walked. It's like, no problems. It's fine. I'm going to carry on. That was one of my favourite memories from
Amazing.
Christmas.
I'm sorry to go off the rails slightly. I'm going to talk about a video game.
What?
You know, you mentioned Animal Crossing. That brought me back another memory about my spoilt childhood. Yeah, that was one of my Christmas games.
Yeah.
I think
The
one year.
GameCube one.
Yeah, one year. There wasn't. You'll be shocked to hear this. There weren't particularly many games out for the GameCube. So my Christmas list that year was just my advanced Christmas list to my parents, as always, was can you import some Japanese games for me, please? Yeah, I got Animal Forest, fully in Japanese, so it's a Christmas present. Ain't too bad. I remember back then, it was actually this seems really weird. The attraction to importing Animal Forest was just because it had Famicom games in it.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
you can play Famicom games.
Yeah, that was
Like
mental.
that's obviously now that's shit. Like,
Yeah,
I can
well,
play
that
Famicom
was-
games on my calculator.
Bear in mind that was
back
pre.
then. I was just playing it just to get Famicom games.
Yeah. Bear in mind that was pre-Virtual Console, and it was also at a time where emulators were still kind of really in their early stage as well. So it's not even as if that was an option.
I can remember the games I got that Christmas vividly. SSX Tricky.
Oh, that is a great Christmas
exactly.
game.
Awesome.
I'm
Played
going
the
to
hell
bust that out.
Billy Hatcher.
Nice.
I might have got the crap 1080 Avalanche.
Avalanche.
Yeah, got that.
Must have been every game released on it.
That Christmas.
The
Yeah,
entire
those
GameCube
were
catalogue.
pretty much the only games released that Christmas. Probably got some other.
The first ever game-related thing I ever got for Christmas was when I was 4 years old. I don't obviously have strong memory of it, but I'm told because I visited my aunt in America when I was 3 and she had an NES because it obviously came out there before, and I probably fell in love with it because I was still really young, loved Mario. When I got back, the Christmas, not that Christmas, but the Christmas after, I got an NES with Super Mario Brothers, Castlevania, like young kid, and Mac Rider, which is an extremely underrated NES motorbike game. So that was my first ever.
Yeah, I haven't got
Christmas
many
gift.
memories of that other than the fact that I did get one.
Yeah,
I-
I'm the same.
I just got hazy memories of playing it. So I would have got an NES, and I would have got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
nice.
Mario, the Duck Hunt.
Mm.
I don't think it was a dual cart. I think it was Mario, Duck Hunt, dual cart,
Yeah.
and Star Wars, which is like
that was great.
the hardest game
That was
in the
nails.
universe.
That was nails.
My teenage, my sister, who would have been like a kind of in her late teens then.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone swear so much playing a video game, and that was like
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Just to get nerdy in the Star Wars chat, because that was a JVC version of Star Wars. Did you ever see the Namco one that came out in Japan? Namco did a Star Wars game that only came out in Japan, and it was barely in to do with Star Wars. Like Luke Skywalker had like dark hair. The first level you would get into the Jabba sandclaw thing, and Darth Vader would be there, and he'd turn out a big yellow scorpion and like attack you. And so it's like, yeah, no wonder that didn't kill you. It was fucking mental.
So what games?
Recycling games.
So what games are on your Christmas list for this year? We all fall behind. Working in this industry, we
Yeah.
fall behind on games that we want to play, and inevitably save them up for later. What's near the top of your pile must play? I've got
wish
Mario
I'd-
pretty high.
Yeah, I wish I'd been patient and saved Mario because I'm done with Mario now, and that really is the Christmas game. That's one everyone should be playing at Christmas.
Play it again.
No, because I've got some Xbox One stuff I need to catch up on.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I want to.
What? There's no games to play on that thing.
Well, I want to finish Rise because I'm curious about mediocre games.
Shame of
And-
Rome.
He's just going for the achievements.
Oh, I
isn't he?
finished Dead.
Yeah.
No, because it seemed pretty tricky, and I want to finish Dead Rising as well. That's about it, I think.
Andy?
I'm going to be playing some PS Fuzor.
Anything
playing
in
Assassin's
particular?
Creed,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got that on my
mainly
list.
Assassin's Creed, to be honest.
Hmm.
I haven't finished Bioshock, the Rapture DLC.
Yeah, neither have I.
So I'm definitely going to do that. There'll probably be something on PC I sit and play on. So with the family and the other half taking over the television, it's slightly more acceptable to sit in a corner with a laptop rather than filling the living room with 5.1 pirate getting stabbed noises.
Bit of Wii
Man,
Sports
they
as
are
well.
great noises though.
Bit of Wii Sports.
Oh yeah, I play a bit of Wii Sports. Yeah, I always take the Wii over the family's house. So it'll be the Wii U, bit of a mix of Nintendo Land, Mario, and Wii Sports HD, I imagine. Although I don't think Mario's that great in co-op, to be honest.
No, it's fun, but only if you're playing with people with a similar,
With people out of this
skill.
office, yeah.
Yeah,
But if you get your mum and like your uncle involved,
yeah, no chance.
they're like, "What's going on?
Hmm.
Why am I a cat?
Yeah,
Where's the camera gone?"
yeah, definitely.
Luke?
I'm going to be totally festive and play Tomb Raider because I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, and
Nice.
it's been sitting there mocking me for.
You just bought a PS4, didn't you?
I did. I managed to
Luke is
snag
coming
one.
out in prettier
Yeah.
version in a couple of months. Why would you waste it?
It's
If
gonna
I can
have a
transfer
real-
my save,
But if you go on,
Yeah.
then yeah.
name and shame, what is your list? Because I
Well,
bet there's games on that list that you're better off playing than Tomb Raider. And
yeah,
just save
there's
yourself for
about
the prettier version.
12 in the pile at the
Go
What
on.
are
moment.
they?
Hitman,
Yeah,
Payday 2,
yeah, good.
Assassin's Creed 4,
Yeah.
Battlefield 4. Although whether you can actually play it
Drop
at the
that
moment,
like it is hot.
yeah.
Because it is not.
Yeah.
What else? Pro Evo I've played about twice, but actually want to play.
Mhm.
Haven't got around to it.
Why don't you just play Assassin's Creed?
Well, yeah, I'm going to.
Assassin's
but
Creed-
Resogun keeps on getting in
Yeah.
the way at the moment.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed should be near the top of that pile.
Yeah.
Payday 2 is going to be difficult, I reckon.
Tomb Raider comes out in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
but then
save
I'll have
that.
to play another 18 hours of it to get back to where I am, and I'm just.
Oh,
wanna
you're
play it.
18 hours in? Oh,
Yeah.
you've probably finished the fucker.
I'm about
yeah.
2/3 of the way through, I think.
But you could play those 18 hours watching Lara's hair swirl around
Yeah.
in real physics.
That's true.
Slightly.
Screw that.
Real face.
I've got Assassins, which I'm very slowly making.
Hold
gonna
on, no
stop
one
now.
asked you what you were playing.
This is my podcast. I'm owning this. No, I'm joking. Assassins, Lego Marvel, which apparently
Yeah, I might play a bit of that.
yeah, it's got co-op. We should play co-op. No, he doesn't.
Is it-
want
it's
to
got
play. He doesn't
online-
want
it's
to
got
play co-op.
online co-op?
Yeah, I think
Really?
so.
Really?
Has it?
I would have thought so.
Let's get our Lego on.
Yeah, we got to play something in co-op. Left 4 Dead is what we always
Oh
say.
no, we got to play
Portal 2.
Portal 2,
Portal
you
2,
absolute
yeah.
noob.
Oh, I'm gonna get shamed again in this. Yeah, that I've got Assassins, Lego Marvel. I want to try Knack just because.
Yeah, I want to try that.
It's like when you look at, like you slow down to look at a car crash.
Yeah, and then you slow down, and then behind that car crash is Hip Hop Gamer saying, "This is the shit. This car crash is amazing."
What are you on about, Hip Hop Gamer?
Yeah, don't be crazy, Hip Hop Gamer. Yeah,
Just be gamers.
yeah. And I still want to play some more Call of Duty because I want to like it, but I'm struggling to like it. I'm looking to find one thing where I can say, actually, this part of the game was actually okay. So far, I haven't found that, but I'm convinced it's in there somewhere. Maybe it's that invasion mode or whatever it's called.
I don't want to start playing Call of Duty because it will just suck me in for 6 months like it does every
You
year.
might
Yeah.
find that it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, and then I started playing, and I went, these maps are shit. They are far too big. I spent a good half of a match trying to find someone, and then I was like, oh, there's a guy, and he shot me straight away from miles away with a
What
sniper
game are we
rifle.
talking about? I drifted off a bit.
Ghosts.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
All right, they're quite big then.
The maps are big, but the gameplay hasn't changed. Just like, let's make big Battlefield-style maps and not do anything to fill it with more people. So it's just you wandering around empty corridors for most of the
You
game.
playing on next gen or current gen?
I'm playing on Xbox One.
Yeah, that'll be it then.
Yeah.
You know what mad? No, it disappointed me most about Ghost is that it didn't have the music from the trailer in it. You know when they first
The Eminem
announced it?
music.
No, it's
Constant.
not. You know,
What? Just some piano notes.
yeah, that
Like,
was
there's
amazing.
just shit exploding. And it's going boom,
No, but
boom,
I
boom.
meant more during the storyline itself. I thought it would have been quite poignant at one point, but it just never.
Yeah.
That's what we all
Is
look for
the
in a Call
fish
of Duty.
physics up to scratch though? That's what everyone wants to know.
Mm. That's the
Mm,
question.
I don't know.
Do they move quick enough when you swim?
Are they
towards
on
them?
par with Mario 64's
Mm.
fish physics?
Them fish. Well, yeah, maybe it's not quite dry docks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's games.
Well, that's what we're playing at Christmas, but Christmas is still a couple of weeks away. So what
Yeah.
are we playing now? This
Uh,
very
we,
moment?
discussed extensively what we're playing right
Well,
now.
you said going home, but that was
Yeah, I mean that's like a 3 hour game. I want to do Stanley Parable next. I think we should talk about non-gaming related Christmas stuff, like Christmas movies. Go, Chris.
oh okay. Home Alone.
No,
What?
We're just naming Christmas films.
no. Is that what you watch at Christmas?
What's on your
Yeah.
list of must-watch Christmas films?
Home Alone.
The number one must-watch
How much
Christmas
time
film.
have you got?
The number one must-watch Christmas
Some
film
of-
is It's a Wonderful Life. Every Christmas.
I've never seen
that's
that film.
You need to see it. That's essential.
I hear it's
I've never
got
seen
singing
it.
people in it.
No,
Mine's
that's essential.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation
Oh,
every
yeah,
year.
That's fair enough.
Jingle all the way. What is wrong with you people?
I love a bit of Jingle All the Way.
Put the cookie
down.
No, It's a Wonderful Life. I know a lot of people get put off because it's an old movie and it looks. But no, seriously, that's the movie.
Nightmare
Do it.
Before Christmas.
It's a good shout.
I couldn't get on with it. I kind of started watching it one year, and it I don't know,
Not
bored me
emo
for some
enough.
reation.
Dark Knight Rises.
Which is weird because I like that kind of stuff.
They don't want to play Batman Arkham Origins.
Batman at Christmas.
Yeah.
Is everyone keeping up with Calendar Man?
Yep, that finished a long time ago and it had zero payoff. It's like, come and see me at Christmas. No, you're not going to tell me anything good, and you're not going to lead to any sort of substantial gameplay. That's it. Andy, Christmas movies, is that it? Nightmare Before Christmas.
I haven't got time to watch Christmas movies.
Why? What? Just
Busy
hang around.
stabbing pirates.
Surely Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, when he gives the pigeon woman those 2 turtle doves, and then she catches the sticky bandits for him.
I don't like
That's
Home
the
Alone.
ultimate Christmas payoff.
Catching sticky bandits.
Turtle doves will get you anywhere in life. Fact.
Fact.
I can't help but feel
I think
I'm
you're
preaching
alone.
to people
I
here
think you're
that don't
alone
give a
on
shit
the
about
Home
Home
Alone
Alone.
stuff. Yeah.
that's
No, I
unbelievable.
kind of like the first one, but
That's unbelievable.
it's all right.
I can't believe I've ended up in a room with
With
probably the only 3 people in the world that don't like Home Alone.
yeah.
I'd rather watch
Fuck this.
Bad Santa again for the nth time.
I've never seen it. What is that film?
It's
Are you
Billy
shitting
Bob
me?
Thornton.
No.
You don't know what Bad Santa is?
No.
You're Mr. Meme. You're Mr. Pop Culture. You
Yeah.
know absolutely everything that is going on within
Maybe I know the memes from
brains
there.
of like 18 to 35-year-olds.
Yeah.
And you don't know what Bad Santa is?
No. Why is this so
Bad
surprising?
That's your
is-
Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It's Bad
Oh
Santa.
my
It's
God.
Billy Bob Thornton as a drunk, sex-addicted Santa working in a mall who learns the meaning of Christmas but doesn't really.
This
Yeah.
sounds
It's
very
hilarious.
strange.
Yeah, seriously, that's your movie. That's your
I'm
that's your Christmas
absolutely
mission.
amazed. You've never heard that.
that's
Do you
your
know,
Christmas
I guess-
do
mission.
you know what Anchorman is?
I have not seen Anchorman.
What's going on here?
I don't like Will Ferrell. I don't think he's very funny.
That's just wrong though.
Should we move on?
Yeah, let's
I'm
end
gonna
this
weep.
now.
All right. So, although we said earlier that there's nothing much going on in the world of news, I think it's worth just briefly capping what's been going on. Something big did happen yesterday, which is allegedly Fallout 4 documents leaked. We thought it was going to be announced.
Unless the document said they're going to sort out the saves.
You're not interested.
And, put something more interesting in it than an empty field with angry dogs.
But that's exactly what people want. They want super mutants and
I'm
angry.
not about Fallout. I mean, I think we established before that there seems to be a sort of split between Elder Scrolls fans and Fallout fans. Like, you're either into one.
I'm into neither.
aesthetic or
I've
the
not
other.
played either, ever.
I'd rather be swording some dragons than running away from some mutant dogs.
You say that, but then you don't actually reach the dragon, do you?
Oh no, I reached a dragon.
Oh, you got the dragon?
Yeah, I killed a couple of dragons, didn't it?
Oh yeah, you got stuck in the first dungeon.
No, that was originally.
All right, you got past that.
Yeah, I got past the dungeon. I don't know. I think I must have set the difficulty too hard or
Too
something
high.
because or like kind of balked my character setup when I originally started playing Skyrim because I was just getting decked by the skeletons in the first dungeon. Like it would take like 5 hits to get rid of them, and they just kill me in 2. And Timur's like, "What are you on about?
You're running around with spaghetti sword
killing
or
me in like
something.
one
I
hit."
just shot him with one well-placed arrow, and they just topple over.
I had to plan
steamrolled
it
that entire dungeon.
like the A team, like a set piece. Like, well, get that guy with the arrow, leg it back here, stand on top of this tree, and then hit them until they die, like in a really cheap way. That's how I got through the first dungeon in Skyrim.
That happened to me in New Vegas. Partly why I stopped playing Fallout New Vegas is because I went to an area which I shouldn't have been, and it doesn't really tell you you're probably not high enough level to be here. Went in there, and then I was like walking up some mountain path, and then 4 like high level enemies saw me and came running over to me, and I had to like back up onto like a weird rock, and then the moment I did that, it saved. Now whenever I load it, I'm stuck with like a super
Bethesda
mutant.
Games. Yeah,
I had
that's
that
what's
with
bad
the first
Bethesda
Mass
games.
Effect. I went to a planet but was massively underpowered for it. Got stuck in a battle that had saved in the
You
middle
talking
of
about Mass
it. I
Effect
was
1?
screwed.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you know, they sorted that one out.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
3
But
installments old.
that poisoned it for me.
Bethesda
can't
is
play it
still
anymore.
making games where you get saved like just as a bazooka's about to hit you in the face.
In Mass Effect 1, once you figure out that you stay in the buggy and then get to just within firing range and just fire, and if you ever run into trouble, if anyone fires at you, just start jumping with your
Fucking
buggy. That buggy was so overpowered if you knew how to use it. I was just hopping around the entire
It was
planet.
stupid as well. Like it seemed, I bet it was a good idea on paper.
They brought it back, didn't they,
Yeah.
in the DLC?
Yeah, I wouldn't know, mate.
Yeah.
Because that's if there's one way that Bioware are not going to sell me DLC, it's if they call it the buggy DLC. I'm not interested.
There's
It's
nothing
like
less
as
enjoyable.
as if Bethesda did like a horse armor expansion.
Yeah,
I'm not buying it.
there's nothing less enjoyable than trying to get up a big hill in that buggy.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get some of the planets had like really big.
Yeah,
mountains,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like, oh fucking what?
I enjoyed it because just I wanted to
Yeah.
see how stupid this could be and how dumb are the physics. At one point, I was just basically vertical, just bouncing up. But
Yeah.
it's amazing. Yeah. So for those who care, the leaks suggest that, as was previously rumored, Fallout 4 is going to take place in Boston.
It's
Institute
not
of
though, is it?
Technology.
It's going to take place in like an empty field. That's supposedly
It's
where Boston was.
post-apocalyptic Boston, which, based on what I've heard, is basically the same as current Boston.
I think Boston's
Sorry,
very quite nice,
Bostonians.
isn't it? I thought.
I don't know. I listen to a lot of American podcasts, and the thing with Americans is they hate the place that they are in or are from always. So yeah. Other news: Zelda concert coming to London next summer.
Yeah.
This
Is
is
that interesting?
it is for Chris. and
Zelda
me.
concert coming to London for the 7th time.
Now this
in
is still
3 years.
novel for me because I've only been once. I went to
Yeah,
the.
I've been. It was brilliant, but like you can like I think any a given time you stumble to the HMV Apollo, it's probably there.
Mm.
They're probably there now. Like, they're always touring. I'm not saying that's
it's
a bad
annoying,
thing. But
It's annoying because I missed both of them. The first one,
Oh, it was amazing.
I missed
Mm.
both, and this one's a different one because it's the London Symphony Orchestra. It's doing it with a different company, but it's in the same day as the World Cup final, and it's like,
Ooh.
oh, fucking, I'm going to end up missing this one as well.
Oh,
I'm
well.
not going to tape the World Cup. You have to watch that. live.
You know what you
Is
got.
the World Cup final not going to be at 3 in the morning? or
Apparently,
something?
it's like 4 o'clock or something. So the time it finishes, especially if it goes to.
I think
finals.
I don't really know if I want to go back because the last Zelda concert I went to was just so
It's
perfect.
pretty definitive.
I don't want to, soil the memory.
Yeah.
Like it was so spiritual almost. And then at the end, Koji Kondo came out and played the house theme from Link's Awakening on a piano. Like it was just awesome. Just
Yeah.
everyone was blubbing like babies.
This is big hubbub over YouTubers getting shafted by copyright.
Yeah,
claims.
I don't know what YouTube are up to be honest. I mean, basically every game company are in contact with, publications and you big YouTubers, including us, and saying, look, there's nothing we can do about it, but just contest any of the claims they make, and we'll get rid of them. So clearly, I mean,
Yeah.
from
YouTube-
our side, we're seeing there's not a huge lot of support from game companies.
Yeah.
Um,
And YouTube itself has said just say that it's wrong. It's like what? That's
Well, why
very
don't-
strange. Why are you doing it in the first place? If you know it's wrong, why put it on the people, your content creators, to fix your mistake? It's such a strange.
It's a
thing.
very precarious situation, isn't it? Because YouTube is, so massive,
Yeah. And it's
but there are only always a few bad
Yeah.
decisions away from ruining their monopoly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at how big Twitch is getting.
And it's very strange that the actual copyright claims are coming from seemingly random people. You were talking about David Weiss, was it, or
No, it
Grant
was,
Kirkhope?
Yeah, it was Grant Kirkhope. He's one of the ex-Rare composers who did like GoldenEye and Banjo-Kazooie and Viva Pinata. He was there for years and years and years. And I saw him on Twitter recently, like saying, does anyone know who the hell this Swedish company is? It's like some Swedish company sending out copyright claims on videos with his music on them. He's like, well, I made the bloody music and I don't know who these guys are. Like, he was trying to get in contact with this company.
It's very strange. But yeah, a lot of YouTubers are kind of fighting back and saying, and some of them are being very smart about it, and they're saying, like, you know, being very like level-headed and saying this is obviously something's gone wrong. But you get other people who are just setting everything around them on fire and being like, it's over.
And the thing is, it's not balanced at all. For people who don't really know YouTube, to get one of these copyright strikes is really serious.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of, you imagine if we put some screenshots up that a game company didn't like, so they removed our ability to have user comments and post up videos on the website, like for a year.
Yeah.
It's like that. If you get a copyright claim on YouTube, they'll remove features from your account for a certain amount of time as punishment, which is, if that's your business, and it's a stupid mistake.
Yeah.
Like stuff like this, like guys will be, say, I mean, Ubisoft, for example, have been one of the companies who've been in touch going, look, can you just contest these so that we can, strike them off. I mean, I know Capcom have said that and Blizzard have said that. So they're mistakes, but for these mistakes, you could end up having your YouTube channel crippled.
To clarify, a lot of the copyright claims, what's happening is some of them, the videos are actually being removed. Others, the monetizations are actually being swapped. So instead of a certain YouTube celebrity earning the money off of the work or off the video, it's just been swapped out for another big company. So their revenue is just going somewhere else, which is troubling a lot of people, especially obviously YouTubers that are spending day and night. This is their full-time job, so it's basically pulling the rug out.
I think they want to be careful there because there's so much love for Twitch at the moment, and it's integrated into all of the new consoles.
Just out of
if
curiosity,
YouTube start treating gamers, like third-class citizens, then everyone's just going to go over to Twitch.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, what is your opinion on people getting paid to do Let's Play videos?
I think it's a very touchy subject. I know I won't name names, but people in this like building have expressed opinions about it, and it's difficult to do on Twitter in a reasoned way or providing the appropriate amount of context because it's only 140 characters. But my opinion is, you are a lot of people. What they said, their arguments right now is when I take that content and I put my voice over it and speak over it, it becomes mine because I've changed that and it's my work now. And a lot of people like using that argument say they have no right, no claim over it. But if you think about it, the actual content that people are enjoying maybe it's a 50-50 split, but I think it's more in terms of like 60 whatever, and it's like the actual game content is what people are there to see. Your
I think it's a grey area though.
I
I think it's not the same as like if you put a film up.
Yeah.
Because it's a different thing. That is, you are watching someone's experience.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same as what you'd get if you went and got the game out of the shops.
Yeah.
I think it's a really dangerous area for games publishers to be stamping around in, because ultimately all of these Minecraft videos and League of Legends videos and FIFA videos, they're providing great advertising and growing the community around their games and their products. But they should see it as a positive thing.
At the same time, YouTubers need to be very, very careful because whether they like it or not, they are at the mercy of game publishers and creators. If it turns out, obviously, it could be bad. It is bad, and it doesn't make sense for publishers and developers to be hostile, the way. But they can do that. It's in their powers. So building your house on sand, as someone else said earlier, is a very. You should not be thinking that I can build my entire life around this one thing and I will be 100% safe.
Yeah, Let's Play videos should not be considered a career because it could fall apart.
But has anyone really got? How many people have actually got a career?
Oh
out
yeah,
of that? We're talking like the top tier of YouTubers, right?
Yeah,
because the amount of money you make from YouTube is like a pittance.
But the problem is, like, they are influencing a generation of people. They're saying this is an avenue that you can pursue, and it becomes dangerous when other people think if this guy can do it, I can do it too, and then
they
start
can think what they
into
like. I mean, doing and thinking is one different thing. I mean, if you want to make a living out of YouTube, you've got to be like in the top 100 YouTubers, right? Because the amount of money you make from millions and millions of views even is nothing. It's not even going to pay your food for a week.
But I
day.
mean,
I think
people,
you'd be surprised.
yeah.
Some
mean-
people have been making. I've
I
seen
wouldn't be
some stories
surprised about
before
how
of
much
people-
money people are making.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to be a
Yeah, you
big,
need to be in the
big,
upper
Oh yeah,
hugely
yeah, yeah, yeah.
successful
Not anyone.
to
I mean,
make a living off of it.
oh yeah. I mean, we couldn't just go and decide we want to do it and make our own YouTube channel and start
I
living
mean,
off that. It'd be
99% of
impossible.
YouTubers are not making enough money
Yeah,
to live
it's,
off.
it's just it's
Yeah.
just those ones that do. Who
Yeah.
are obviously.
I mean, the
vocal
people
ones,
that do it, they need to be very careful with
Oh,
you know
yeah, I mean,
how
once
it's a fragile business.
it's
you've
not-
made YouTube your business, these are things that you need to think about, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the problem is, obviously, a lot of people that are in this situation now haven't been thinking about that, because their only, response to this is, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, when actually kind of, although it might be wrong, they can do it.
They can do
They
it.
can do it. They can tear that away, pull that away from you, and you really don't have an issue. You can't, fight back from it. Obviously, from a moral standpoint, it's wrong, and public and PR and that kind of thing. But it's a very, very strange topic, to a very risky thing to do as well.
There's also the argument from some. I mean, not many game developers have made this argument, but it's an argument that could be made that everyone who watches a Let's Play video of a game being played all the way through is potentially a lost customer.
I mean,
Because they don't need to buy the game if they've already
Didn't
seen
Sakurai
I
say-
don't
I don't know,
believe that
it's
for a
exclusive.
second.
I
Do you,
I
Didn't-
know
didn't-
I know a
I've
couple.
heard
I
of
know a
anyone
couple of
going, well, I
people.
was going to get Assassin's Creed 4, but then I watched someone play through it for
I
25
know.
hours.
I know a couple of people from back home who say they'd rather watch Let's Plays because they'd rather watch someone
Didn't-
play through a game than play the game
Well,
themselves.
they're not customers anyway, then, aren't they? They were never
Well,
going to
they
get
could
it in the first
potentially-
place.
They could potentially be customers.
No, I
if
don't
that-
believe that for a second.
didn't Sakurai say he's not putting as much into the cutscenes and FMVs in the new Smash Brothers, because he doesn't like the fact that people just rip them and put them on YouTube.
Mm.
I'm
but
pretty
I
sure
think
there was a
that's
story
that's
about
a
that.
bit caveman that though, isn't it? He's literally making his game worse because the internet exists.
But Nintendo
rather
based
than embracing the internet.
Nintendo based initially, I don't know how it's developed, but initially they were quite strict about what they put on the internet, and they are essentially using that reasoning. They don't want someone to be able to see a game start to finish. They limit very much how much. We can't go on YouTube and put Mario on there unless unless it's changed recently. But
Yeah, I think it's the world we live in, really. I mean, they can control YouTube, but they can't control video on the internet.
yeah,
It will happen regardless. I think they're better off embracing the culture and community. And as you say, seeing these Let's Play videos as avenues to get people to buy the game, I'd bet my house that far, far more people have bought a game after seeing a Let's Play video than not bought a game.
I'm
I'm
not
sure
so
I've
sure, I'm
bought
not so
games
sure.
based on watching Let's Play videos.
Yeah,
I mean,
but not
there's
from
loads
start
of
to
games out there
finish,
that I
though.
wouldn't know that have become a phenomenon. And I'm looking, well, no, not start
Yeah,
to
you
finish.
would
but
watch 5 minutes of it. though,
people
and
who
then
sit
think that
through and
looks
watch
good.
start to finish a Let's Play video probably already own it or weren't going to get it in the first place.
I don't know. I'm not so sure.
Really? Who sits down? What kind of person sits down on Saturday night and says, I'm going to watch 3 hours of Street Fighter?
those
I do
people,
know people.
Street Fighter is an all different case, because people more than hundreds and thousands of people watch 3 hours of Street Fighter. Like, I'm one of them. I'll watch copious amounts of Street Fighter. But there are people who will watch a game purely. I know people that will just, in the same way, they will just go to Wikipedia instead of watching a movie and read the movie and just be like for example, Joe Scrabbles, who's on here usually, he's not seen the latest Chucky, he said, I just read about it on Wikipedia. I read the entire Wikipedia. In the same way that people do that I know of people who will watch
But
a
the
game start to finish.
Wikipedia is not a hindrance to his sale. It's like going, well, if he was ignorant and we barred all access to information, he might have bought it. In that case, he would have been tricked into getting it. He's made a decision, hasn't he, that he's not going to get the game. He wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, but the thing is, regardless of that, there are people that will watch a game start to finish and do that instead of buying the game.
I've got a friend back home called Kirsty who says to me every time I go back home and meet up with her, she'll say, have you played this, have you played that? And she'll round off all these. She likes survival horror games, but she likes watching them as opposed to playing them. So she'll say, have you played Siren yet? And I'll say, no, I've not played that yet. And she'll say, yeah, I watched it the other week. And by that she means she's watched someone playing through it from start
Does
to
she
finish.
actually play
She treats
games?
it like watching. No, she treats it like watching movies. So she's watching the whole game from start to finish, the plot and everything, as if she was watching a movie, but she's actually watching someone
Yeah.
play through the game. Now again, that doesn't necessarily mean she would have bought the game otherwise, because she's not that much of a gamer. But there are some people that would happily sit through the whole plot of a game instead of.
I don't deny it. I just think I don't see it as a lost sale. That your friend there, in a couple of years' time when they bring out another one, she might buy that if that interests her. She might buy
Yeah,
Siren
maybe.
merchandise. She might, buy a
That's a fair
Siren
point.
film if they bring it out. It's a new customer they've made there. They haven't lost someone
Yeah.
because I don't think she would have got it in the first place, as you
I
say.
don't know. I'm not entirely convinced.
There are some games which I think could result in a lost sale when it's like an indie game built on a certain core principle. Like for example, the Stanley Parable. It's about experiencing it fresh, and if you experience it like in any other way other than coming in with from a blank slate, it kind of ruins the experience. So if someone goes to that and watches a YouTube video, and then it's kind of ruined for them,
If someone
they're
did,
not
if
picking up
someone
that
did
game.
Journey, for example,
Yeah,
and you
I
weren't the one
purposely,
involved.
I haven't played Journey yet. It's another one on the pile of things to play. But I purposely stayed away from videos of it and kind of closed my eyes when it comes on that list show
Yeah.
that was on the other week,
Yeah,
because
'cause it would
I want to
ruin-
play it all the way through.
It's a
Yeah.
choice people have, though. If people want to go
Mm.
and watch a video of Journey
Mm.
and ruin it, let them get on with it. It's just the world that we live in. It's going to be absolutely impossible. We can't. I mean, companies need to accept that
Yeah.
we live in
Mm.
an open forum, community now. If you want to go and watch someone play for a game, you'll be able to do it, whether they're copyright claiming kids on YouTube or not. They'll just go somewhere else.
yeah. So that's that. Other big news. Solved. Other big news. This is a big one, very big one. Snoop Dogg is in Rayman. Actually, Rayman Legends is coming to next gen consoles. Have you played Rayman Legends?
Yep.
I got
haven't
about
played it, no.
started playing it and got about 2 or 3 levels into it and thought, this is an amazing game. I'm definitely gonna play through this. And I would have been carried on playing it if they didn't announce that version. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but
I'll probably play
Yeah.
it on PS4.
Mm.
it probably won't look that much different, and it's not going to have any more
Oh,
content.
it already
is it?
looks amazing, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
but
looks
everyone
as
says
good
it.
as-
I've heard enough good stuff to
Yeah,
put my flag in that one and say, yeah, I'll play for it. 'cause
Yeah, I
people
can't
say it's excellent.
imagine. I can't imagine what they would do to make it look better.
yeah. It's not going to get a massive upgrade. I feel like that release is just, we need to make more money on this game.
But
Yeah.
the way I see it, and it's such a typical Ubisoft thing, is that, I mean, the fact that they're even making that game got green lit after Origins
It's based on
shows that they're
critical
just
acclaim.
backing a good product. It's clearly a great game from what critics and gamers are saying about it. It probably didn't do phenomenally well on the machines it's already been released for. Just put it on more platforms. The more platforms you put it on, the wider, the bigger
Yeah.
the audience is of people who can sample it.
Mm. Yeah, if you do have the opportunity, definitely pick that up. It's probably next to Mario 3D World, one of the best platforms released in a long, long time.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much it for this week. Worth saying, we over the next 2 weeks or during the Christmas period, we'll be releasing a series of podcasts, a Game of the Generation podcast, comprehensive discussion in what we think are the best games of this entire generation, and we whittled the list down to top 50. Was it
Top 60.
top 60, and then crown top 10 with a number 1 best game of all this generation. So that should be
Exciting times.
releasing very soon. Keep an eye on the site for that. Subscribe on iTunes to get it straight to your iDevice or whatever. Follow us on Twitter. I am at TomorH. Andy.
I'm SBO1.
SBO, not SSBO.
SSBO.
SSBO. Chris.
Ed Scully, 1888.
Luke.
I'm at Luc Pestille, which is spelled very French.
Well, French.
Well,
Proper
French
French.
and that.
Not that I am.
You can find us on cvg.co.uk as well, or computerandvideogames.com if you like longer URLs. And we'll see you there. Bye.
Bye.